I thought what I would do is do some short audio musings from my morning readings about Alexander technique. And this morning it was reading about habitual patterns of tension in our body and how they feel so right. It feels like that is the right way to do it because that's the way our neuromuscular pathway has been conditioned. But in fact, a lot of times those tensions that we hold can actually be making things worse, right? So we have a stimulus, something happens, like I'm going to put this in singing context, but it could be in any context. You could be giving a speech or a pitch at your work where you have to present some new idea, and that's stressful. So we have that, and then the body reacts in a habitual way. Your body, your mind, your emotions, your spirit, it reacts in a habitual way. And we have a moment of choice where you can choose if you have experienced doing this activity, if you have experienced your body and your being in a different way, you can actually stop and say, nope, I'm not going to react the way I always do. I'm not going to engage in that pattern of behavior because I know I have a different option and I'm going to choose it. What's really great, especially in singing, is if you know you have several different options, right? You have several different choices that you know you can go to, and you consciously and with some awareness and some thought, you can stay in the moment and make a different choice rather than being, hijacked by these normal responses that we don't even become aware of. So I think the first thing is you have to start looking at what your body is actually doing. You have to become aware of the feeling and the sensation in your body. And sometimes we're just so used to this stuff that we don't even notice what the body is feeling. So let's resensitize the body to feeling again and start putting some words on. I feel tight. It feels tingly. It feels stiff. It feels warm. Start putting some words to what the body is actually feeling. And then you can become aware and mindful of it. Then you can say, well, do I need that? How much effort is actually appropriate in this situation? And do I need more or less, or am I at the right level of effort? Then you have some sort of a choice. And if you notice that you're constantly going into your activity, like singing, and belting is a good one, with all this extra effort, like that becomes your habit. That becomes the habitual way you approach belting. Do you really need that much effort in the body? Do you really need all of that tension and all of that that stress that's actually blocking you potentially from doing what you want to be doing? So another step in the process is to say no to that habitual reaction. Because I've always said you want mind over voice rather than the voice just, doing whatever the hell it wants. And you sing something and it's completely not what you intended to do, but because you're not free to make a choice and to make a different choice, and you haven't practiced singing with those different opportunities, your voice is taking over your performance, right? So we have to get to the point where you have the choice, you have control over what you want to be doing. Choice offers you freedom, right? You're choosing to sing in a particular way rather than just letting the body do whatever it wants to do willy-nilly, and whatever comes out, and you're never quite sure because it hasn't been through mindful awareness that you are saying, this is what I intend to do in this moment, right? That habitual reaction, it only gives you one choice. So by learning some Alexander technique and learning about how to create those different choices, you have You have control over your response. It is really, the word should be divided into two, I think. It should be response ability. Not responsibility, but response ability. It's your ability to respond in ways that are useful and in ways that are intentional and in ways that are mindful. That is where we really get the choice. And I think you, as a singer, you at least want to know that you have two choices, possibly more. You would like to cultivate as many choices as you can, but you really don't have any choice if you're unaware of what your body is doing. You're just sort of trapped by the history of what your body is particularly doing in this situation. And if you're unaware of it, you really have very little power to change it until you start to become aware and you start to notice that there are different ways you can approach whatever it is you're doing. Like I said, it could be singing, it could be running, it could be lifting weights, it could be giving a presentation. Becoming aware and knowing that your body has a different way that it can function, your body, mind, your emotions, knowing that there is another choice gives you the freedom, and we want that freedom in our life and in our activities.